Welcome to the zany world of the AniMoguls. I'm the machine-washable Megabucks.
And I'm tumble-dried Tycoon.
Today on the AniMoguls, we're going to take a look at some of Disney's most iconic dresses. Now for this episode, I thought we would start chronologically. So we're going to start with Snow White.
Snow White's dress was terrible. It was the kind of yellow that you see newborn infants wearing. When you don't want to give him blue, you don't want to give him pink, you try and give him a gender-neutral yellow. That's the yellow that people usually settle on. That's Snow White's dress.
I don't know if it was just me, but I thought she looked much better in the rags she wore when she was cleaning. Yeah, the dress was ragged and covered in patches, but it just looked nicer on her. I don't know why that is. Maybe it made her look more like an adult. It wasn't this babyish yellow like you said, it was a serious brown.
Definitely.
It's funny, because we all know that the evil queen is obsessed with her looks, but Snow White was getting pretty vain herself. She was always touching her hair or admiring her own reflection. It makes you wonder, was the evil queen a bad influence on young impressionable Snow White?
Or maybe the evil queen is her biological mother after all. Either way, one thing the evil queen should have tried to pass on to Snow White was her sense of style. At least the queen knew which color combinations worked for her. She was rocking that black and purple. Snow White, on the other hand, has no fashion sense whatsoever. I mean, the bow on her head was doing nothing for her. She could have gone the Belle route and paired her bow with a low-key ponytail. Cinderella tied her shoulder-length hair with a bow and pulled it off nicely. But Snow White just had to put it right on top of her head like it was the bat signal, announcing, "Here I am! I'm Snow White!"
My theory about Snow White's bow is that her mother attached it to her skull when she was a baby. She wove the bow into her hair, and now she's unable to detach it. It's kind of like the last creepy link to her parents. So she sticks with it, no matter how old she gets.
I guess she dyes it green when she's feeling poor. And on all the other days, when she's feeling festive or frisky or whatever, she sticks with the red.
Yeah, I think the gray-green version might just be dirt and grime collecting on the bow.
Or moss growing on it.
Absolutely. Well, I guess there's nothing more to say except Snow White apparently really likes clogs, because she wears them when she's cleaning.
Did she think she was in Holland or something? Is that why she was wearing Dutch shoes?
Maybe she bought them on her last trip abroad as a souvenir. Who knows?
I don't know if makeup counts as being part of dresses, but Snow White needs to lighten up on that blush a bit, because she looked perpetually embarrassed. I don't know if it added to her charm, but it did make her look ashamed all the time. I mean, she should be proud of herself and her bow.
Like I said, she can't really take it off, and she's embarrassed about that. Moving on, why don't we take a look at Cinderella's dresses?
Cinderella must be very beautiful, because she manages to pull off brown, which in clothing, is not very easy to do. Brown's not a very eye-popping color. It doesn't scream glamorous.
Yeah, no one wears a little brown dress. Never. It doesn't happen.
Exactly. It's a little black dress. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I love
Cinderella's pink dress.
Yes!
I think everyone agrees that the pink dress looked way better than the silvery dress.
Yeah, I mean, with the silvery dress, what was up with the matching accessories? The little black choker that she was wearing? It just looked weird.
It screamed dominatrix to me, and I wasn't happy about it either. Now, Lady Tremaine could pull off that black choker, but Cinderella? Hell no.
And the pink dress was so nice, It was a dress that she designed herself. Yeah, it was made by mice, but
the mice didn't even make it. They adapted it because it was actually Cinderella's mother's dress. So the mice modernized it, and the link to Cinderella's mother was there. And that's a very important link.
Yeah, the fairy godmother was a dictator, because she made the decision without even asking for Cinderella's input. Maybe silver wasn't Cinderella's favorite color. Maybe it reminded her of gray, the dust that she hates cleaning. But the fairy godmother decided, "This is the dress you're going to wear to the ball, Cindy. Take it or leave it." Now, Cinderella was so desperate to go to the ball that she didn't even try to haggle for a better dress. She just swallowed her pride and said, "Transform my mice. Make 'em human. Do whatever you gotta do. Turn my horse into a coachman,
If Cinderella had been more demanding, things could have been different. If it had been Princess Jasmine, she would have said, "Give me my pink dress back." You can tell that the fairy godmother, the silver dress was what she planned to wear to her prom, back in her day, and now she's forced it onto Cinderella. I mean, this is annoying.
So what do you think of Cinderella's glass slippers? Because they were an important part of the story.
They look nice, I guess. But that said, I feel like most people don't have attractive feet, if there even is such a thing. So showing him off in your glass slippers, I know people like to do this sort of thing, but I just don't know if it's the way to go. I'm thinking glass slippers aren't even that comfortable, and I don't know if they look good enough to justify all the medical problems that come with wearing high heels.
And I think they would be very noisy if you actually walked in them. They should have had an adjustment made to the glass slipper. This is just for future reference to the fairy godmother. If she's watching this video and granting wishes to poor people who need it, make a glass shoe with an actual buckle on it. This way, she's not gonna trip or leave the shoe behind. Leave evidence. You know, what if she didn't want to see the prince again? What if he'd been a creeper and she'd been running for her life? He could have found her again thanks to that stupid shoe.
I think when Disney does the Elves and the Shoemaker, perhaps we can bring it up in that movie, whenever that's happening.
Man, I wish they would.
Elves and the Shoemaker 2020, we're rooting for that.
That brings us to the end of Disney Dresses Part 1. Stay tuned for Part 2 that's coming your way next Thursday. Until next time, thanks for watching the AniMoguls.